So this morning we're going to start our new topic, which is statistics. Now, another name that you might have heard this topic called is data or data, whichever way you want to pronounce it. So who can tell me what data is? What is data? Aidan.
Data is like how much, well, so how much it has?
Yeah, sort of, yeah, good try.
What you collect from an equation or something?
You do collect it, well done.
It's a group of information that you organise so that you know the differences.
Brilliant, that's right. It's information. Okay, so data is basically information. And in the real world, data is collected for all kinds of reasons. Okay? And if you are interested in statistics and data, it's one of those things that you could get a job doing kind of when you leave school. The way it's used, lots of different ways, but one of the main ways is to make you spend money. So, for instance, you're too young to have a Facebook account, but I'm sure I won't say, some of you probably do have Instagram or Facebook. Now, have you noticed that if you look at something on the internet, Facebook miraculously kind of suggests things to you or suggests posts to you, okay? So yesterday, we've got to move out of our house because we've had a disaster with our wooden floor. It's all coming up, so it's got to be all removed, and we've got to move out of our house for 3 weeks. So I was looking at accommodation on the internet last night, and then when I checked my Facebook page this morning, there was Airbnb. So they knew, they collected the data, the algorithm had done it, and they knew that I was looking at it, so they suggested it to me. Now, one of the main groups that do this are supermarkets, and they have collected all kinds of data on shopping habits and on what is more likely to make you spend money and what you go into the supermarket for just a small thing, but then you end up spending $100. So I used to moan, I'd say, I go into Coles for milk and I spend $100. You know, milk's $2 for 2 litres. I spend $100. They're very clever. They know that if you're going to pop in for something small, if you walk around, things are going to catch your eye, and they even know what height to put things, and it's all because they've collected data. And they also always put milk at the very back corner of the shop, if you've noticed. You'll notice this now. Very back corner of the shop. So you can't just pop in, grab the milk and go. You have to actually traverse the whole shop to get to it. It's very clever. So data is used for all kinds of things, and one of them is to make you spend money. So when we look at data, the first thing we have to do is we collect it. Okay, you have to think of what data you need to collect and what question you want answered, and then you collect the data. Okay. Then, as Megan said, you organise it and display it. And there are various different ways of displaying data, which we're going to talk about in the next few lessons. Yes?
I've always noticed on Instagram, like if you go to the little search thing, it always says posts you may like, and it has like all
They pay people hundreds of thousands of dollars for those algorithms. The algorithm knows what you want, knows what you like, and goes to a database to search for things that you're going to like. It's very clever. And the thing is, it's almost like nothing you do is secret, because you could look at something, you know, really boring on the internet, like tea towels or something, you know, and then the next thing you know, they're suggesting, you know, the Tea Towel Club of Western Australia for you. You know, not literally, but it's like that, you know, that they collect Amazon, Facebook, Instagram, all of those places collect a huge amount of data because they want to present things to you that are going to make you spend your money. And then the last thing, once you've collected your data, then you've organised it and displayed it to make it easier to look at, what you do then is you analyse it. And analysing data is what these people do. So they collect, habits of shoppers, say, for instance. What kind of time of day do most people go shopping, or how far do people travel to get to their supermarket, for instance. And that's what they use to help them work out where to build a new supermarket, or when to have more staff, because they know that more people are going to shop at those times. So when you analyse data, it will give you things to then put into place if you're a business, for instance. So we're going to look at types of data then. So let's put our title, it's Types of Data. My pen worked. Here we go, Types of Data. So just like with any other topic, there's lots of new words to learn, okay? So there are two main types of data, two main types. They are categorical data, bless you, and numerical data. Now, categorical, what word does that remind you of?
Category.
Category, well done, a category. What is a category? It's a group, well done, very good, it's a group. So categorical comes from the word category, and it's when you can put something into a group. So it's things like your favourite flavour of pizza. It's things like which suburb do you live in, okay? Another word for it is qualitative. And another one is nominal. So qualitative, that's talking about the quality that something has, something special about it that makes it that thing. And nominal, the name, that's where that word comes from. So categorical data, categories, also qualitative and nominal.
At the deli near my house, there's always like a category food with like milk. Then there's one giant one filled with chips.
Yes.
Like vegetables and all
Very good, that's exactly right, well done. So, categorical data is what we call discrete. Discrete. And that means separate. Might help if I spelled it right. Separate. Separate. So for instance, if I was saying to you, which suburb do you live in? You can't, I know you've got two, maybe you might have two houses, but let's just say you can't live in Meadow Springs and Lakelands. You either live in Lakelands or Meadow Springs. You don't live in Medora Bay or Singleton. You live in Medora Bay or Singleton. You can't live in both. So they have to be separate. If I said to you, your favourite flavour of pizza, favourite means you have to choose one, because that's what favourite means. It means the one thing. You can't say, well, I like meat lovers with a bit of pineapple thrown on and a few prawns, because that's not really a category of pizza, okay? Favourite chocolate bar, well, it has to be M&M's or Smarties. You can't have both. So they have to be separate, these ones. Now, numerical data, what does that word remind you of?
Numeral.
Numeral, very good. And what is a numeral? A number, good. So this is to do with numbers, okay? Another word for it, well, if this is qualitative, what do you think this might be? Quantitative, well done. Quantitative. It's hard to spell, hard to say. I always have to check I've got all the syllables in it. Quantitative, there we go. Quantitative. And then another word for it is ordinal. Okay? Now, numerical data can be discrete, it can be separate, can be discrete. But it also can be what we call continuous. Okay. And it's a bit difficult sometimes to work out what it is. So, for instance, if I was asking you which house number you lived at, could you tell me what house number you live at?
18.
18. Okay. I live at number 3. They are discrete because they're only, you can't live at 18 and a half or 18 and 2/3 or, unless you're in Harry Potter and you go to platform 9 3/4, of course. Normally in a station it would be platform 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that would be discrete numerical, okay? Which train, you know, if we went to Perth station and we were doing a survey of the platform that the trains left from, it would be platform 1, platform 2, platform 3. It wouldn't be platform, you know, 9. It'd be so lovely if we could go to platform 9 3/4.
Yep.
It's my dream.
Hogwarts would be
Hogwarts indeed.
Amazing.
So, discrete data tends to be what, now you know this word, we learned it, an integer. What is an integer? A whole number, very good. So discrete data tends to be an integer. So for instance, if I was to ask you about your shoe size, you would be 5 or 5.5 or 6 or 6.5
11.
or 7 or 7.5. Discrete numerical. Now, continuous data, the difference between discrete and continuous is this can be any value in a range. So if we were to look at your heights, for instance, now you might be 160, 162.5, 168.5, 172.5, 172. So that's a continuous data. So let's have a look at some and see if you can work out what they are, whether they are categorical, numerical, and if it is numerical, is it discrete or continuous? So, the number of children in your family in this grade 7 class. So the number of children in your family. Right, I don't need to know what the answer is. I want you to tell me what type of data it would be. Would it be categorical data? Would it be numerical discrete or would it be numerical continuous? It is numerical. Discrete. You can't have half a child, can you? Or 0.3 of a child. So there's either one child or 2 children or 3 children or 4 children, or this lady I follow on Instagram has 17 children.
What?
I know.
Is that what
And then there's another one in England, it's called, they have 20 children. My sister lives
a lot
near
of
them in the
babies.
UK and she sees them, they have to drive around in a massive bus. Okay, so the heights of the students in this grade 7 class. So your heights, would that be categorical, numerical discrete, or numerical continuous?
Continuous.
Numerical continuous, well done. Okay. The suburb that you live in. The suburb that you live in.
Categorical.
Categorical, because it's a category, well done. Okay. Aha, this is a good one. Your favourite TV channel? My favourite TV channel is 94. It's called 9 Life because it has all the house renovation programmes on it and cookery programmes. I love that one. So what would your favourite TV channel be, Lexi? It is, good girl, it is categorical because even though the channels have numbers as their names, it's not really channel 10, it's just called channel 10, okay? So it's not numerical, but that's a bit of a trick one, that one. And then, what about this one? Your favourite footy team? So if I said to you, what's your favourite footy team, would you answer 11? No. So if you can't answer it with a number, what does it have to be? Categorical, well done. So your favourite footy team is Categorical, okay? Right then, so you can stop there now.